Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Photobiz Live. This is Danny from the Photobiz team, and today we're going to be joined by Paul from our Passionate Support team about a webinar on registrations and how registration forms can take your business to the next level. So Paul is going to be showing you, again, how you can use these different forms to create and manage different tools that are going to help out your business, and just exactly how registration forms work and how to set them up. So if you have any questions at all today, you can. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Photobiz Live. This is Danny from the Photobiz team, and today we're going to be joined by Paul A. from our Passionate Support team, and he's going to be explaining how registration forms work. Now, registration forms are going to allow you to do a number of different things, and Paul's going to show you, again, what exactly registration forms are, how you can get set up with them, and even show you guys a few demos of registration forms. So we are going to go ahead and kick things off with that, so I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Paul.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul A., also known as Paulie, Rocketato, and the Smooth Operator. I have the absolute pleasure in speaking with everyone today about registrations and the powerful tool that they can be to enhance your store and your business. All right, so what we'll be covering today are the following. What are registrations? How can I purchase the registrations tool? How do I build a registrations page? And we'll show some examples of registrations as well. Okay, so what are registrations exactly? Registrations is a tool that you can use in your store to accept and track registrations online, offer free or paid events. To speak on that a little bit, maybe you want to provide your customers with the option of signing up for one of your workshops online, maybe a lighting workshop, photography 101 workshop, maybe a Photoshop workshop as well. Also, maybe you want to be able to keep track of people signing up for your photography sessions. Maybe you have an autumn session special that you have coming up, or maybe a Halloween special, and of course you have some holiday photo shoots coming up, and you really want a way to be able to offer your customers the ability to sign up for these specials, keep track of them, and just make it kind of an easy flowing process for everyone, yourself and the customer. Also, along with registrations, it's actually a really customizable form that you can customize to fit your needs, and you also have the ability to provide digital downloads of your event materials for your workshops or anything else that you may use the registration for. So to actually purchase the registration product, you will log into your store control panel. You'll click right on the extras icon. Once you click on the extras icon, you will see the registration tools available. Now, the registration tool is a one-time setup fee of $75. What you'll have to do is actually check the little box next to registrations. Once you check that, it will drop down and give you the ability to place your credit card information to pay the one-time setup fee of $75. That will not increase your monthly fee. It is just a one-time fee, and you will be able to have unlimited registration pages for your store. After you click Submit, after placing in your credit card information, you'll then actually have access to start building your registration page. So let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and build a registration page. So what you'll do is go to photobiz.com and log into your store control panel, which everyone is familiar with. Click on the store icon from the main page, And now, since you have the registrations tool after you've purchased it, you will actually see registrations under the marketplace icon. You're going to see two tabs here, one for list, one for tracking. The majority of our work will be done under list. So let's click there. Now what you'll see is I actually have already created a couple of categories for workshops. For registrations. You'll see one for workshops, one for photo sessions, one for email newsletter. And I'll go over all of those with you. But once you first start off with this, you will not have any of this information here. You'll actually start from scratch. And what you would do is actually add a category. So you just click Add Category. Let's say you're going to be offering a holiday photo shoot, a special that you're actually providing to your customers. So let's go ahead and name the category something along the lines of portrait session. And then when you add the category and save the change, you can go back, click on portrait session category, and now add a registration to it. So here you can name the specific registration. I'm going to name it holiday photo shoot. You can put a description of that specific event that you are providing to your customers. You can also put seats available. Now this is going to allow you to kind of tell the customer how many spots are available for this. So let's just say we're going to put 10 here. And my expiration date for my holiday shoot is going to be in December. I'm going to say December 20th is the last day that you can sign up for it. Actually, let's do the last day to sign up for it, December 1st. Okay. Now for my holiday photo shoot special, I'm going to do this special for $100. You can put it right under the price. I'm not going to charge tax for this registration. It is going to be active because I want everyone to be able to see it. You'll see a section here called Email Settings. Now what Email Settings allows you to do is it actually has an email notification bar here. You can enter your email address if you wish to receive each registrant's registration information via email. Okay? So you don't have to do this if you don't want to receive it. You can always just come back into your control panel to see the registrant's information, but I would like it to be emailed to me so I can be notified when somebody actually signs up for one and be able to see their information right away. You can place an email thank you message. Which they will receive once they actually purchase whatever you're offering to them. There's also a place for digital download. Now this is the area where you can offer event materials that can be downloaded. Maybe you have a PDF that you want them to be downloaded, or some other file, maybe an MP3 file or something along the lines where they can download to listen to or view event materials. We will discuss a little bit more about this a little bit later. But for now, I'm happy with this, so I'm going to click Add Registration. Once you do that, you'll see a couple of other tabs at the top pop up over here. Now, out of all these tabs are great. The most important one are going to be the form, but we'll start here with images. So I'm able to upload an image to represent this specific registration. So I can either upload it from the files on my computer, or since I have some stored in my clipboard, I'm going to insert one from here. Click on an image, insert. I can have as many images really that I want to have here, as long as it fits into my plan. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Form. What's great, this is the best part about registrations. This is going to be where you can customize the form that your customers will see whenever they find registrations on your store. Okay, so it defaults to these first 5 that you're seeing here. So personal information, first name, last name, email address. What I am going to do, because I can add them whenever I want to, I'm going to check both personal information and additional information. I'm going to throw those in the trash and just start off with first name, last name, and email address. I also want to go ahead and add a field here because I really want their phone number as well. You can click Add Field, just as you saw me do. Add Field. Label it. I'm going to label it phone number. Field type. There's actually a phone field here, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to make it required. Do not need a description because obviously folks will know that they'll need to put their phone number in. I'm going to add that field. And now, under the control panel, you'll see that the phone number field has been added. Okay. So from here, I can add additional fields if I wanted to. So what I want to add is make sure that people are signing up for specific times on dates that I'm available for this photo shoot. So I'm going to add a field here, and I am going to name this field date and time. Now the field type I'm going to select for this, I want people to be able to choose which one they want. These 3, drop-down menu, checkbox, and radio select, will all let your customers choose from options that you're going to provide to them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll say we'll make it a checkbox. And you can place a description here if you would like to. For this, I'm going to leave as is. And I am not going to make this, actually I am going to make this required. And then I'm going to click Add Field. So now I have this label for date and time, and now I have to add choices under it. So I'm going to click Add Choice, and I'm going to put in my specific date that I want people to sign up for this. So I'm going to put tomorrow's date. And a corresponding time. Now, if you wanted to add a choice for someone to have to pay for, you can add an additional fee here. But for this is just setting up a time, so I'm going to add this with no fee. So I have 1 o'clock for tomorrow's date. I also want to add 2 more times for tomorrow, so I'm going to add another choice. Put in tomorrow's date, put in my time, add choice, and again, 1 more. Okay, now if I go back and take a look at everything, under my form, I can see that I've created a form that requires a first name, last name, email address, phone number, and dates and times. Okay, and I am marking these as all as required because this is information that's vital to me and to my photo shoot and finding out exactly what I'm going to have to plan on in the future. Okay, so I've created a form here, and I want to be able to add it into my store. There is one other thing I have to do. Under the Site Builder section, I'm going to have to make sure that I have created a registration page on the actual store. So what that means is that under the Web Pages icon, and a lot of you are familiar with this already, is you can click the drop-down box under Web Pages, and what you'll see under the Store section here, after you've purchased the Registrations tool, there's going to be a Registrations page that you can actually add. So I'm going to click Add Registrations page, click the blue plus button next to it, and you'll see it's now added a registration page to my store. From here, I have the option to change the name, which I will do. For this specific registration, I'm going to name this page Holiday Photo Shoot. I'm going to keep it visible. You can place a password if you would like here to password protect this page. And also, like some of the other pages that you have available, you are able to choose what this page is going to show. So for this specific page, I want to display a single registration. And this is going to be for the portrait session and the holiday photo shoot that I've just created. And I'm going to click Save Changes. Now from here also, you can click on Layout and choose what layout you want for the section and category. I'm going to leave it List View for both and Save Changes. Okay. So let's go ahead and click View Site and see what we have here. Here's the holiday photo shoot that I've created. If I click here, you will now see the holiday photo shoot registration form. If you click Register, you will see the different fields that I just showed you. First name, last name, email, phone number. You'll see the asterisk next to each one of those. That will require them to place the information there. And now they can select their time that they're choosing. Now, one thing that we may want to do is make sure that if someone selects one of these times, that nobody else can do that. So the way to do this is actually in your store control panel, back under Registrations. Let's take a look at the registration that I just created, the holiday photo shoot. Okay. Now underneath the form, I've added this checkbox field for date and time. Within here, there's limited quantity available. If you select yes and hit Save Changes, I can now go through each one of my choices that I have and edit them and make sure I put a quantity here. So for each one of them, I'm going to put 1. And what this will do will actually show your customer whether or not that time slot has been taken. Okay, so now let's take a look and see how that looks. I'm going to refresh my page. And now you'll see that next to each one of the times, it shows that there's 1 available. If your customer comes in here, fills out the information, chooses a date and time, and submits, next time someone comes in here, it'll say that there are 0 available next to this specific date and time. Okay, great. So that kind of showed you a basic form that you can fill out and create for your customers if they want to maybe sign up for one of your photo shoot specials that you have coming up. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the specials and some of the registrations that I've already set up. So let's take a look first at one that I've created, a really basic registrations workshop. If you click on here, you can see that I have created this for $0, so they can actually check out and not pay a thing for it. See an awesome picture here of our passionate support agent, Chris B. And if someone actually, and here's your description. You'll see there. It'll also show seats available and seats available until a specific date, which is your registration date. If you click register, you can see that I don't have much here, just the first name, last name, email fields, and also a way for me to collect information whether or not the person signing up already has registrations or not. So they can select yes or no, and then hit submit order. And then they would have to go through the checkout process. So let me show you what that looks like. Put my first name, last name, my email address is all I'm requiring for this. I'm going to say yes, I already have the registrations feature, and I'm going to submit. Now from here you will actually have to go through the checkout process. Whether it's $0 or $1,000, it doesn't matter what the cost is, you still will have to go through the registration process. And I'm going to go to Secure Checkout. I'm just going to check out as a guest for right now. I'm going to fill out this information here. Okay. Put my email address in. And from here, as most of you probably know already, if they sign in as a guest to check out, they can add a password and confirm the password so they can create their own special account. For now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue to check out. We'll see here, price is $0 because the specific registration that I'm offering is free. And I can hit Submit Order. And that's all done. And now you can view order and see exactly how it looks. You all are probably very familiar with this. Your customer will receive an order receipt, and you will receive a copy of the order as well. But if you go back into the registrations area after that has been done, now there was one part that we saw earlier. Let's go back into registrations. Remember the tracking area here that we saw earlier? Well, if you click on that now, you can view a date range. And you can see exactly how many people are attending what. So for my registrations workshop, I'll take a look here. Looks like I have done it twice, once earlier before I started the discussion with you all, and then once right now. And this is a really neat way of keeping track of your attendees when they registered, their order number and their name. You can also export the attendee report as a CSV file. Okay. Why don't we take a look at some other, maybe a little bit more fun registrations that we've put together. I've created a lighting workshop. Customer can click on that. You will see the description here, all about what the lighting workshop will offer. I do have seats available, 100 seats available, and seats available until the expiration date that I've created within the control panel. And the price for $150, and I can click register. And then, again, the familiar fields, first name, last name, email address, phone number. And then what I've done is I've added a paragraph field here. Now to show you where that is, going back into the store, let's take a look at the lighting workshop. And in the form, I've created a field, and it is the paragraph field type. And what this now allows my customer to do is actually place information in here. Now what I've done is I've created this paragraph field for special accommodations so my customer can let me know if there's anything important that I need to know before starting up the workshop. So they can place information here. They can let me know exactly what time they'll be attending, kind of just like I showed you earlier. And also I've added a field here to give them an option to purchase a video of today's workshop for an extra cost. Okay, so in the store, here are all the different fields that you just looked at. Here are the times that I placed. I selected the radio field type. I've added two choices, one for a 10 a.m. time, one for a 2 p.m. time. And I did put a limited quantity available. I did put yes, so we can keep track of all that. And then what I've also done here is I created an additional field, a radio select field, just like the previous one. And what I'm offering them is the ability to purchase a DVD of this workshop. Okay, and I do have a limited quantity here. And let's take a look at my choices. I've added a choice that says yes, meaning they do want the video. And I've charged $15 for this video, and my quantity is 500. Make sure I have at least 500 videos, one for each one that can potentially sign up for this registration or this workshop. And then I'd save changes here, and it would automatically be placed right on the form for you. Okay. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and show you exactly how I did that. Let's create another registration. Okay. So this registration that I'm going to create, how about we'll do another workshop? We'll do a workshop for Photoshop. Name it Photoshop Workshop. You can have a description and explain as much as you want about the Photoshop Workshop. You can say how many seats are available for this workshop, an expiration date for it, expiration date for the registration, that is. For this workshop, I'm going to make it $75. I'm not going to charge tax. I will put my email address in here so I can receive each registrant's registration information. And a thank you message. Here, if I wanted to, I can actually provide the customer with the ability to download event materials specific to this. So maybe I do want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add registration. But what I've done is I actually have a PDF uploaded already. So bear with me 1 second here. Okay. So what I want for this specific Photoshop workshop is to give the ability for the customer to be able to download event materials for this. And what I've done is I've used Dropbox.com to upload a PDF, and then from Dropbox I actually got the unique URL for that PDF, which I'm going to add here. Now what happens after your customers actually check out from this workshop, and if they decide that they do want to be able to digitally download the event materials, they can do that. And once they actually pay for their order, they'll receive an email confirming the order with the link to be able to download those materials. So I can actually control the number of days that the download is available. Maximum downloads per order. And for this, I will go ahead and charge an additional $5 for it. Actually, you know what? We'll do it for free. And save changes. So now I've created the front part of this workshop. So I got the Photobiz workshop for the name, description, seats, expiration date, the price of it. I am going to leave it active. I have put in the email settings to email me after someone registers for it. Now I can insert an image to represent this if I would like to. Actually, I just have some in the clipboard. So I'm going to use the clipboard to select an image. Okay, here's my image. And then for the form. Okay, so we are doing a Photoshop workshop, and we want to be able to collect some information from the customer. And what I do want to gather, definitely again, first, last name, email address. I am going to take away personal information, additional information, drop them down because I am able to add my own customizable options here. So I'm going to add a field, and I want to make sure that people understand that we have two different workshop times available. Okay, so the date of the workshop is going to be the date will be, let's say, December 5th, 2012. And now, here comes the fun part, the field type. I want to be able to have my customers select from two different times that I'm going to offer for December the 5th for this Photoshop workshop. And maybe for this, we'll have it set as a drop-down menu. Okay. And I am going to have limited quantity available because I want to make sure that both times we're going to have a capacity, obviously, for this. So I want to make sure that not too many people sign up for it where I can't handle my workshop. I'm going to add this field. And now I'm going to be able to add choices for this. So this choice, I'm going to name it the time that I'm going to have it. So let's say I'm going to do one at 11 o'clock a.m. And for this, I'm going to allow 25 seats. And I'm going to add one more choice. This is going to be for 3 o'clock p.m. and also 25 seats for my quantity. I'm not going to charge an additional fee for these choices. All right, so let's take a look what we have here. I have a Photoshop workshop. Under my workshops category, I have seats available 50. As we just saw, I've added fields under the form for date and time. And I have one for 11 a.m., one for 3 p.m. So that's a really basic form. First name, last name, email address, date and time. And I can add another field here. Maybe for these registrations, I want to offer a boxed lunch. Give my customer the ability to check off if they want a boxed lunch for an additional price. So let's say it's a $6 boxed lunch. So what I'm going to add here is actually a boxed lunch and a description. All right, and the field type, because I want them to choose from one to another, whether it's yes or no, I'm going to make this we'll do radio select. All right, and we're going to make sure that there's not going to be any limited quantity available for this, because once registration has expired and no one else can register for it, I'll know exactly how many lunches I'll have to get for my customers. So I'm going to go ahead and add this field here. Now I'm going to add my choices. My title for the first one is going to be yes. I do a box lunch. And then you put your fee in here, which is $6 for the box lunch, and add choice. Now I'm going to add another choice, and it's simply going to be, says no. Description, no thank you. And I'm not going to have an additional fee for that. All right, so let's take a look at exactly what we've just created. Click View Site. I'll take a look up here. Here's my Photobiz workshop. Here's the image I've uploaded or added to it from my clipboard. Information would go here. Description, again, that can be longer. It will show seats available and the expiration date, seats available until 10/31/2012, and register. And now you'll see the fields from the form that I have added. First name, last name, email address, the date and time. Workshop will be held on 12/5/2012, and they can drop the box down and pick from one of these times. Okay, and it will also show how many are available. So if I chose now and check out and someone came back next time, there would only be 24 available for the 11 o'clock slot if I chose that now. You will also see the box lunch that I have added here. And if I choose yes, you'll notice at first there's $75 down here for the registration, but if I chose yes, it would increase the additional $6 for the box lunch. So it just took a couple of minutes to create a really basic form. And let's look over some other forms that I've actually created in the past. Let's take a look at some of the portrait sessions. You'll see this beautiful picture of Anna S., part of our passionate support team over here at Photobiz. Little description here that I've added about my autumn portrait session. The ability to register here. Again, here are the fields that we've looked over. I've added a special request field. This is actually a paragraph field that is available under the forms. And I have several different times and dates that I'm offering for this specific autumn portrait session. Here's my time for September 25th. As you can see, someone already has selected the 2 p.m. slot. I've also added my other times, plus I've put my contract on here. And I've put a single line field right here, so someone would have to put their signature in, kind of like a digital signature, saying that they do abide by, the rules and regulations and the contract for this photo shoot. So as you can see, there really is a lot that you can do, and it's very customizable for these, as far as these forms go. Now, one other thing that I really wanted to show you all on how you can use registrations. You don't have to use them for workshops or just portrait sessions or anything like that. You can do different things, and one of the ways that we figured we can use this registration is to create a newsletter, or the ability for your customer to be able to register for your newsletter. So what I've done under registrations and list, I've created an email newsletter category and added a registration for an email newsletter. Now, what I've done is I've named it email newsletter, added a description for it, sign up for our newsletter, and get a free ebook digital download. There aren't going to be any seats for this because there's no reason for it. It's a newsletter. I hope that as many people will sign up for it. Did put an email thank you message down here. And here's my link for the ebook that the customer would receive if they signed up for my newsletter. So here someone can actually click sign up for the newsletter and register for it. All they would have to do is put their first name, last name, email address, hit submit. They would have to go through the normal checkout process that we all are familiar with. And then from there, after they submit payment for it, they would actually get a order confirmation with a link to be able to download that PDF ebook that I have provided to them for signing up for my newsletter. Okay, let's look over a couple of the other fields that we see here. You may have been thinking, what exactly is the search for? Okay, so we have our workshops, maybe our Photoshop workshop that we have created here. What this search area is actually specifically for search engine optimization, specifically for this registration page. Okay, so one of the awesome features about Photobiz is that we have the auto SEO, where you're able to just select that and it will automatically fill out information specifically for this page, or you can customize it and put in a page title, description, and keywords specifically for this page. And of course, if you ever need any kind of help with that, you can call our passionate support team. We'll be happy to go over it with you and provide you some really good information about that. Okay. Again, we have attendees. Let's go ahead and look at maybe the registration workshop and attendees that we have here. Again, you can see that I have myself here twice, just like we talked about earlier. And also quantities. Now for this specifically, I don't have anything set up, but if we look back at maybe our portrait session, you'll see the different quantities, which are the equivalent of my times here. So for September 25th, I have 2 p.m., 1 quantity, used 1, remaining 0. So this is showing me that nobody else can sign up for the 2 p.m. time slot for that day. So as you can see, registrations is a really easy form to be able to fill out, place on your store. It can be a very powerful tool and really enhance your store overall. So that actually concludes my presentation to you guys today. And I will be actually handing back over to Danny. Thank you all for listening.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are going to have this video available on our YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/photobiz. In the meantime, definitely check out our blog, where you can find future webinars that are going to be coming up next week. We're going to have a webinar from photographer Hiram Trio, and he's going to be talking about destination weddings. And we're also going to have another one of our passionate support team members, Andy R. He's going to be talking about some ways to refresh your look of your website. So we look forward to seeing you in both of those sessions. We hope you have a great day. Thank you.